Hi students, welcome to the video lecture 5 of module 3 transportation problem. In lecture 4 we saw about optimal solution and modified distribution method, also called as MOTI method, which is a tool used to check the optimality of initial basic feasible solution obtained from northwest corner rule, least cost method and Vogel's approximation method. In today's lecture we will solve one numerical on balanced transportation problem. So this is the problem definition. Larsen and Turbo company needs 3,3,4 and 5 million cubic feet of fill at 4 earthen dam sites 1,2, 3 and 4 in Karnataka. It can transfer the fill from 3 mounds. Mounds are nothing but large quantity of sands or stone, we can say, A, B, C, where 2, 6, 7 million cubic feet of fill is available respectively. Costs of transportation of 1 million cubic feet of fill from mounds to the 4 sites in lakhs of rupees are given in the following table. So this table gives the transportation cost from mounds to dam sites. Determine the optimal transportation plan which minimizes the total transportation cost to the company. So as we all know, in transportation problem, the first step is to check whether the given transportation problem is a balanced transportation problem or unbalanced transportation problem. So here summation of requirement, that is nothing but requirement of fill at 4 earthen dam sites is nothing but 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 15. At the same time, availability at 3 mounts is nothing but 2 plus 6 plus 7, which is also equal to 15. Since requirement is equal to availability, it is a balanced transportation problem. The next step is to find the initial basic feasible solution. So here we are using VAM method to obtain the initial basic feasible solution. So make an habit of representing the transportation cost in the box like this, so that it becomes easy for you to solve the problem without confusion. So in VAM method, the first step is to identify the row penalties and column penalties. So row penalties and column penalties are nothing but the difference between two least cost at the respective rows or columns. For example, consider row 1, that is row A. Here two least cost are 15 and 10. So 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. Similarly, come to row B. Here two least costs are 12 and 13. 13 minus 12 is 1. At row C, the two least costs are 12 and 11. 12 minus 11 is equal to 1. Similarly, we calculate it in the columns. Here 15 minus 12 is equal to 3. Here 13 minus 10 is equal to 3. 17 minus 12 is equal to 5. Next is 13 minus 11 is equal to 2. After that, you need to identify the largest penalty among row penalties and column penalties. So here we are getting two largest penalty. One is in column 3 and another is in row A. So here you need to identify the least cost, transportation cost. So in row A the least cost is 10 and in column 3 the least cost is 12. So comparing 10 and 12, we conclude that 10 is the least value. So we consider row number A for allocation. Row number A for allocation. So we need to allocate it in the cell number 10. So here we need to compare requirement and availability, which is least we need to allocate here. So comparing 2 and 3, we conclude that 2 is least. So we allocate 2 here. We allocate 2 here. Later it has to be reduced from availability and requirement. So 2 minus 2 will be 0, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Since here availability is satisfied, this particular row gets eliminated. This particular row gets eliminated. So we strike off that particular row. So again we need to calculate the row penalties and column penalties. So in this row the penalty will be same only, as there is no change, that is 13 minus 12 is equal to 1, 12 minus 11 is equal to 1. Similarly, in this column 16 minus 12 is equal to 4, 17 minus 13 is equal to 4, 20 minus 12 is equal to 8, 13 minus 11 is equal to 2. So comparing the row penalties and column penalties, 8 is the largest penalty. So we need to consider this particular column for allocation. Here least cost is 12. So compare 4 and 6. Since 4 is minimum, that is been allocated here. Later that has to be reduced from availability and requirement. So 4 minus 4 is equal to 0, 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. Since this particular column is satisfied, this has to be eliminated. This has to be eliminated. So that is been striked off. Again we go for calculating row penalties and column penalties for the remaining rows and columns. So here the two least costs are 13 and 13. So 13 minus 13 is equal to 0. Here 12 minus 11, it will be same 1 only. So 16 minus 12, it is 4. 17 minus 13, it is equal to 4. 13 minus 11 is equal to 2 here. So here again there is a tie, 4 and 4 we are getting. So if you compare the least cost, 12 will be minimum. So we allocate at this particular cell. So comparing 3 and 7, 3 is least here. So that is been allocated here. Later it has to be reduced from the availability and requirement. So 7 minus 3 is equal to 4, 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So now since it is become 0, this particular column has to be eliminated. This particular column has to be eliminated, that is striked off. Again we go calculating the row penalties and column penalties for the remaining row and column. So here 13 minus 13 is 0, 17 minus 11 is equal to 6. So 17 minus 13 is 4, 13 minus 11 is 2. So now this is the largest penalty. So this is considered for allocation. The least cost is 11 here. So that's why here it is been allocated. Comparing 5 and remaining, that is 4. So 4 is minimum, that is been allocated here. Later it has to be reduced from the availability and requirement. So this particular row becomes 0. Here 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. Now this particular row will get eliminated. Okay, that is striked off. So if you see, so only these two cells are remaining now. So here number of requirement is 1, here it is 1, here availability is 2. So this 1 and 1 will get allocated here, so that it will become 0. So 1 plus 1 will become 2. So that is been allocated here. Later it will be reduced. Now all the availability and requirement is 0, hence all the allocations are made. So here number of allocations made is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 allocation has been made. So total transportation cost is calculated multiplying the allocated units into transportation cost, that is 10 into 2, 13 into 1, 12 into 4, 13 into 1, 12 into 3 plus 11 into 4. So it comes around 174 lakhs. 174 lakhs. So here number of allocations is equal to m plus n minus 1. So this formula used to check whether the given obtained solution is degenerate or non-degenerate. So m is nothing but number of rows, n is nothing but number of columns minus 1. So number of rows are 3, number of columns are 4. So 3 plus 4 minus 1 is equal to 6, and number of allocation is also equal to 6 only. Hence the obtained initial basic feasible solution is non-degenerate in nature. When it is non-degenerate in nature, we can go or use Modi method to check the optimality. So to check for optimality by Modi method, you need to calculate Ui and Vj values for all the allocated cells. For all the allocated cells, here I assume U2 is equal to 0. I assume U2 is equal to 0. Why I assume U2 is equal to 0 means this particular row consists maximum number of allocations. That's why I consider it as 0. So now Ui plus Vj is equal to Cij for all occupied cells is as given below. So now U1 plus V2 is equal to 10. So this is one of the allocated cell. Here it will be U1 plus V2. Similarly, u2 plus v2 is equal to 13. u2 plus v2 is equal to 13, and this u2 plus v3 is equal to 12. This u2 plus v4 is equal to 13. Now this u3 plus v1 is equal to 12. u3 plus v4 is equal to 11. This Cij is nothing but whatever the transportation cost they have given, whatever we have put it in the box. Now as I already told, let u2 is equal to 0 as the number of positive allocation is more along row 2. Now when I substitute 0 here, u2 plus 0 plus v2 is equal to 13. That is what written here, 0 plus v2 is equal to 13. I will get v2 is equal to 13. Similarly, when I substitute u2 is equal to 0, v3 will be equal to 12, v4 will be equal to 13. That's what is written here. Okay. So next, now what I do, I know v2 here. So I will use this relation and calculate u1. So u1 plus 13 is equal to 10. I will get u1 is equal to minus 3. Similarly, u3 plus v1. u3 plus v1, I will get v1 here. So to calculate u3 plus v4, I know v4 here. So u3 plus v4 is equal to 11. So u3 will come minus 2. Using that relation, I will calculate v1 here. So v1 is coming 14. So that those all is written at this place. That is u1, u2, v1, v2, v3, v4. So why this is calculated here? It is to use to calculate the opportunity cost, or I can say it as a penalty also, for the unoccupied cells. For unoccupied or allocated cells, calculate opportunity cost using relation Dij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. So what are the unallocated cells? That is here 15, 17, 18 are the unallocated cells, that are nothing but D11, D13, D14. So here C11 is equal to 15 minus U1 plus V1. U1 is what? Minus 3. V1 is 14. So I am getting 4 here. Similarly, D13 is equal to C13. C13 is 17 minus U1 plus V3. 17 minus 3. So here V3 is equal to 12. So 12 is added here. So I am getting plus 8. Similarly, D14 is equal to 18. Sorry, D14 is equal to C14 minus U1 plus V4. That is 18 minus U1 is again minus 3 plus V4 is 13. So again I am getting plus 8 as the value. Similarly, D21 is the another unallocated cell, which is equal to C21, that is nothing but 16 minus U2 plus V1. U2 is 0 here, V1 is 14. So 16 minus 14 will come plus 2. Similarly, D32, that is nothing but 17. C32 minus U3 plus V2, that is 17 minus U3 is nothing but minus 2. U3 is nothing but minus 2. So minus 2 plus 13. Minus 2 plus 13, that is nothing but V2, which is coming 6 here. Next is D33, that is nothing but 20. Again U3 is minus 2 plus 12, that is nothing but V3. I am getting plus 10. So here, since all Dij values are greater than 0 for all unoccupied cells, current solution is optimal. Therefore, the optimal transportation cost will be Z is equal to 174 lakhs rupees. Okay. Hope you understood the concept. I request you to solve some more problems on WAM method and to check optimality using Modi method. Thank you.